Hey everybody, welcome to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel and this is my reality. Um I wanted to come I wanted to come on here because I cannot with oh my god, with Diddy. He's just so annoying. And what gets more annoying is the people like what's that idiot's name? DJ Envy and others who are like, oh, they need to let him out of jail. That shit annoys me. Because even if we didn't have any of the victims that we know we have, like Cassie and others like that, the no-name victims, I just think about everybody who was signed to a bad boy roster at any time. None of these people, none of them have come out on top. I'm trying to think of them. Let's list them. We got the BIG. He's dead and gone. Rest his soul in peace. Who's ever heard of TODO since the 90s? I haven't. Um, Faith Evans ended up marrying, what's his name? Stevie J. We know that can't be good. Was it Big Rob or Rob? The guy with that song, Whoa? Big Rob, I think is his name or something like that. He's also dead and gone. Kim Porter, beautiful model. He ruined her life. She's dead and gone. Rest her soul in peace. Craig Mack, dead and gone. I don't even remember the one guy. He was in charge of the record. Was it Black Ground Records or something like that? He's gone. It's just so many people. Oh no, I think it was Uptown Records is what theirs is called. They all gone. And I remember because I was around in the 90s and early 2000s, I remember thinking to myself, what the hell? Why is Mase a preacher? I went to church mostly every Sunday. And I didn't understand it. I'm like, how did he go from Harlem World to a pastor? Like, it all makes sense now. It's like, yo, Diddy was crazy. And we just, us, the public, we just now finding out about it 30 years later. Real talk. Because I don't remember exactly what year Mace came out, but I remember the year I moved out, 1999. And I remember having Brandy's CD Never Say Never, which was one of the best albums ever made, in my opinion. If you listen, it's just hit after hit. And Mase was on that one with Brandy sitting on top of the world. But Mase just left. I mean, he was on top. There was no reason for him to leave. None that I see or could see at the time. And here we are 20 years later. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. I understand. I mean, I don't fully understand, but I do understand. So I want to play a little bit of what I found today about why Mase and Diddy are where they are. Some of the interviews that Mase has done about Diddy. So before I get started, I want to say everything on Chanel's Reality is, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only, and is all alleged. Hit that like button, guys. If you like the content, please subscribe. Let's get started. 1 second. Not that one. Here we go.
To the office, so we do the performance. Like, we nervous, but we just do. Oh my! He said,
yeah. A number of celebrities have been weighing in on the ongoing lawsuit, and now Mase has joined the conversation. As one of the original members of Bad Boy
Mase
Records,
entered the chat.
his perspective carries significant weight. Rumor has it that Mase is about to reveal some startling allegations, claiming that Diddy was involved in some controversial activities, including alleged gay rituals, and how Mase managed to steer clear of these situations. This is a shocking development, so let's dive right in.
Turned a blind eye. I'm not going to be like the rest of the people around Puff that don't tell him he's wrong. You're not paying me and you're not respecting me. And that's the real problem. All right. And that's just...
I've decided that I am going to cancel all of my shows. I'm not having fun right now, and I don't want to do it.
That's just
Sorry,
the
guys.
beginning. Then there's people that try to do bodily harm with me. They will be in the house with Puff. So I'm like, it's a funny game y'all playing behind the scenes. So when
Now Mase is sharing his side of the story. If we look back, Diddy and Mase both have a long history since the days of creation of Bad Boy Records. Mase seemed destined for prominence not only in the realm of R&B, but also within the broader rap scene. His surprising declaration of leaving the rap industry to pursue a path as a pastor took everyone by surprise, especially considering his dominance on the charts from 1996 to 1999. The sudden exit from Bad Boy Records added fuel to a fervent controversy, exacerbated by swirling speculations surrounding the motives behind Mase's unanticipated choice.
I decided to start rapping. I just wanted to better my life. I wanted to do something better for my life. Not all the time, money is the best thing.
In his conversation with the Breakfast Club hosts, Diddy reiterated that he had only collaborated on one album with Mase and questioned the validity of any claims about owing the rapper money. Diddy expressed frustration, particularly with Mase's transition to becoming a pastor, and accused him of exploiting people in that role. Diddy urged anyone with evidence to come forward, challenging them to bring their receipts.
Content claiming that Cassie is handing over burn phones to the police. He
declared, "And you're all going to let him tarnish the name of God. Anyone can step up, bring your evidence, but I'm not backing down. I'm back in the public eye, and I'm fighting for us. And I'm also fighting for myself." This statement highlighted Diddy's determination to defend his reputation and address the accusations against him. Despite Diddy's assertions, the public and fans
Hi, this is Claudia Alanis Harris with Houston Hispanic Architects and Engineers. When you vote on November 5th, go to the bottom of your ballot.
Remain skeptical of his statements, with many believing he may prioritize financial gain above all else. Mase's description of him as a false pastor has further fueled speculation, particularly concerning his ties to Jake's family. Accusations from various sources suggest that he frequented parties with Sean P. Diddy Combs and engaged in inappropriate behavior with young men. As of December 20th, 2023, the internet has been abuzz with rumors linking American pastor T.D. Jakes to alleged SA allegations against rapper Sean Diddy Combs, as well as T charges. Additionally, leaked messages on TikTok purportedly exposed the pastor for being secretly involved in homos activities. These rumors have sparked a flurry of reactions, debates, and ironic memes on platforms such as Twitter and TikTok. A TikTok user posted a video making claims that R&B singer Sean Diddy Combs and his ex-wife Cassie provided evidence, including a burner phone belonging to Kim Porter, to federal agents, alleging that R&B singer Cassie Ventura had supposedly handed over evidence to the FBI. This supposed evidence implicated Diddy and surfaced just a month after Cassie filed a lawsuit.
So I don't want to get too much on Diddy because I don't really care about him. I do think he needs to be in prison for the rest of his life, and I do think he's guilty of everything the people have written in the lawsuits. That's my opinion, and I ain't changing it. I think he's a disgusting human being, but I want to talk more about Mase. So let's listen in to what Mase has to say. Hold on one second. I don't know. Don't want to start here. Okay, I guess I can start. So let's see. How do I make this smaller? Oh, I need to stop and share my screen. Okay. So just looking at, oh, why is it doing that? Okay. Just looking at some of the tweets, Mase, what happened to him. It would be cool if you could do a video with Harlem World the group that rapped in. I really like that. I really like it with Mase in 1999. Great video. Still waiting for why Mase left G Unit. I didn't know Mase was a part of G Unit. Good to know. What happened to the Mase deal? So apparently there was a thing. So who knows what happened there? Let's see if they tell us anything about it.
Please welcome rapper and CEO of Bad Boy Entertainment, Puff Daddy!
Now, who's hot, who's not? Tell me who rock, who sell out the stores? Tell me who flop, who caught the blue drop?
What up, guys? Ali here, and welcome to Ali Talks Music. Add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video.
Let me stop. So listen, let me stop sharing the screen. I loved Mase, and I'm sad that he had to. Anyway, this video isn't about how much I love Mase. Let's just get into why Mase left the industry completely and became a pastor, and what his beef is with Diddy. So let me share my screen again. 1 second. I don't hear from Mase's voice. Mase don't seem too happy with Diddy. Yeah, let me know what y'all think.
We want receipts. Let's start with your mother, nigga. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother's name. That's the one who got the receipts, nigga. You need more proof, nigga? Biggie ain't here, so Big can't give you no receipts. He dead. Craig Mack can't give you receipts. He dead. What are you talking about? Who else? Black Rob can't give you receipts. He dead. And everybody else, you made sign paperwork so they can't talk about what I'm talking about. I'm the only one with the guts. You're not signing it, nigga, because I ain't need the money.
Hold on. And do y'all remember I did that video the other day about DJ Envy with his shady self? Talk about Puff need to be able to fight this on the outside. He don't have to be on the inside. R. Kelly and them, they didn't have to be on the inside. Did you hear all of them people that Mase just named that can't talk for themselves because they did? You think it's just a coincidence that all of these people never saw a second record deal? Just saying. Name them. Name the ones that saw a second record deal with Bad Boy. None of these people are still on top. Not one of them. None of the people he named. And even the ones that are still alive, to my understanding, TODO, where are they? Lil' Kim, I will say, made a name for herself, so she's in her own lane, but she's probably the only one. And I think it's because she's female. That's just my opinion. But everybody else, where are they? So let's get into it. Let's listen to what Mase has to say. I'm very interested.
All money ain't good money. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that, nigga. You know who to play with, nigga.
Yo, you wouldn't believe what the feds just found out. Diddy and Mase met back in the late 90s when Mase was just kicking off his rap career. Now, Diddy saw dollar signs and signed him to Bad Boy Records. And together, they cranked out mega hits like Mo Money, Mo Problems and Feel So Good. Yo, but hold up, because things got seriously twisted when Diddy tried to pull Mase into a sex cult.
Doors, I was murdered. P. Diddy named me pretty. Did it for the money. Now can you get with me?
You think that I'm a scumbag that would ever steal anything? My name is Diddy, Sean Combs. I never took nothing from nobody a day in my life. All I've ever given is opportunity and more money than a person is making. So when I hear or I see things and I'm like, wow, this vibe that they got on me, like I'm Big Red or something. I came here, I had to open up the doors.
So you're saying you don't steal from artists is what you're saying?
Never.
So how does a narrative like that happen with so many different people?
Because people have this thing called the tap out button. When you get to a certain point and the money is running low, you gotta run this hustle to try to find somebody to blame. You know what I'm saying? I have all my receipts. And so we are gonna do a special, a retrospective with all the artists, and we're gonna get this narrative clear.
He's
you
so
know,
loud.
just in general,
you
know, the Mase thing, you know, I did one album with Mase. One album. How much money do you think I owe this guy? One album, and then he became a fake pastor.
Ooh.
And went and conned people. And then y'all gonna let him throw dirt on the God's name? I wrote each and every one, and each and everybody, and anybody could come and step up. Bring your receipts. But I'm not playing. I'm back outside and I'm fighting back for us. And I'm also do a little fighting back for me. You know what I'm saying? So
how much money does, and I'm just throwing this out, how much money does somebody like a Mase owe you? Because the reason I
Mase
say that,
owes me $3 million. That's facts. I got the receipt.
Second album, you gave money to do second album, never delivered.
Did the album, never delivered. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna go back and forth with Mase. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back and forth with nobody. I'm just gonna, if I'm here, I'm gonna speak up for myself. I'm gonna speak up for myself now. You know what I'm saying?
What would the lot say?
Like I spoke to the lot. Yeah, I told a lot. They gonna help me clear it up.
Yeah.
They know, the truth gonna be the truth.
When Mase didn't want to play Diddy's concubine, Diddy tried to have him killed. Now, he locked Mase in a hotel, knowing some dangerous folks was coming to avenge Tupac's death. Now, that's pretty insane, right?
A few weeks ago, Mase, he went viral over some comments he made about the night that Biggie got killed. He said that after Biggie got killed, over 70 Bloods went to his hotel room looking for him to try to kill him. And he said that she was the only one that came to his hotel room to get him.
Well, Mase, was from Harlem. And when I seen Mase driving around in California with Stevie J and this other guy in a drop-top white Benz, I flipped on him. I was like, yo, my man, you from Harlem. Don't you know these cats out here will tear your head down to the white meat? What's wrong with you? It's not sweet out here, bro. Then Mase said, yeah, I know. And he told me about the basketball game or something that he went to. And how they was telling him that they wanted Big and Puff, and he was all right. He was good. So Mase did not show up to the party the night Big got murdered. He said he was in the room with Brandy. Right? I called Mase that morning, and me and Mase spoke, and then he was telling me all them Bloods and everything that was out there. So I was with a couple of dudes that was from Black Hands, which is a part of the Black Guerrilla Mafia. You know what I mean? And we just went to the end of his hallway. He said there was a lot of Bloods out there. And some dudes out there I wasn't recognizing. I recognized, but I don't think it was, he said it was like 70. When I got there, it wasn't that many dudes out there like that. But he could have seen 70, 17, 20, 30. When you think somebody trying to get you and niggas is running the hallways because they know Bad Boy was staying there, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dudes. So when I got there with my team and everything, dudes who came to the hospital with us, we was good. So all we had to do was put him in a cab or car service so he can go where he had to go. And that was it. To me, it wasn't nothing. You understand? But to somebody in fear of their life, I can understand where he coming from. You feel me? I'm already, we already lost Big. We on high alert. You understand? And now I got some dudes with me that's about it. That's what they do. I was with Chaz Williams and a couple of his dudes from out there in Cali. You understand? That belong to the Guerrilla, I think it's the Black Guerrilla Mafia or family. And then I'm with Black Hands. And Chaz had a couple of his dudes. So I'm good. So we just made sure Mase was good.
Yeah, he said that she was the only one that came to get him. He said that, everybody that he went to LA with, he didn't leave with, He said that everybody else was.
Listen, is it just me or does Gene Deal fear no one? I mean, because I feel like he talked probably even more than Jaguar Wright, but he don't seem to fear or have any grief. Like it's almost like he's untouchable. Which is, listen, I don't want nothing to happen to Gene Deal. I think he's good people, but I'm just like, I guess they don't make him like that anymore. I don't know, girl. Listen. Okay, let's finish listening.
Looking out for themselves.
Well, Puff went to San Diego and they put him on a jet about 2 hours after Big died. You know what I mean? So, Clarence Avant and what's his name? Clarence Avant and Andre Harrell made sure we did that. I was supposed to go on the plane with him, but I was like, nah, I ain't effing with you, bro. I'm out of here. So I went with the thing because we was going to follow him that whole 120 miles. And he said, no, we ain't need all that. So I didn't understand that. So I just jumped in the car with Chaz and the other teams, and we went back to the hotel and then got that call from Mase early, and I called them, and they came back over with me, and we went on and did what we had to do.
But one thing that did caught my attention, because this story went viral, but I did notice a whole lot of big media outlets, when they was reporting about this story, they all were saying that Mase was lying.
Nah, Mase ain't, they might, you got to understand when you scared and you see, a bunch of dudes, whether he said it was 70, 30, 20, 10, you in fear of your life. You understand?
The night that Biggie Small died, where were you and what did you do in the aftermath right after Biggie Small died?
Where was I? I was in a hotel. What people? That sound like a Keefe D question.
No, they didn't say you was involved. They wanted. I guess they knew everybody from Bad Boy was out there.
Oh yeah, I was in the hotel. I was actually in the hotel with a young lady.
And when you heard this information, what was your next actions?
My next actions? After what?
When you heard Biggie died, did you stay in your hotel room? Did you leave out? Did you want to go back to New York?
I actually was trapped in a hotel.
Now I want to ask the question. What do you mean trapped?
It was about probably like 70 or so bloods in the hallway. I couldn't even leave my room.
How'd you get out?
One of the guys.
Why would it be 70 bloods in your hallway after Biggie Small stuff?
Actually, after Big got killed, they was probably looking for more Bad Boy artists. And I couldn't even leave the room till Gene Deal, the officer had to come get me.
Yeah. That's fucked up. Sorry.
I was left in LA. And from that day I always said, I'm out of here.
When you say you was left, what do you mean you was left?
Like I was
Who left you?
I came there with people. I ain't leave with those people. You know how it go.
My last question on this situation, because you must be saving this for the book. How did you eventually get out the hotel? Where did you go when Gene came to pick you up? How'd you get back to New York or the East Coast or wherever?
To my recollection, I think we had to go to Vegas or something like that to get back.
There you have it. That's where Mase was at, and that's what happened in the aftermath of Biggie Small's death.
Well,
we got info up here, Stats. Shit's crazy when it's time for the movie, man.
Yeah.
And no Keefe D. We ain't on no time.
That's why after that, that's why I always kept that in my mind. Like, oh yeah, this how it go. When it get crazy, every man for itself.
I got your back, bro.
Yeah.
I'll take one for you. Pause, man. My nigga, man. I ain't gonna leave you.
And that kind of made me the way I think. So it was kind of bad.
I got your back, man. I dig it. Yo, listen, let me tell you something. When me and Mase was getting this together, Mase was coming to me like, niggas ain't gonna be playing with me. I'm like, yo, calm the fuck down. Nah, Kim, I don't know where we stand at. I said, yo, my nigga. But you gotta take into consideration to what he's been through as well. So I was like, yo, we get this shit done. So nigga ain't barking on me like that, man. I'm not like that, bro. So I dig that 100%.
In 2017, they surprised everybody by reuniting at the Bad Boy Family Reunion Tour. Now, it was a moment of redemption and closure for both of these artists. Unfortunately, that didn't last long, as Mase is currently enjoying Diddy's downfall. He ain't making any efforts to hide it, neither.
Your hosts, Mase and Camp.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Killer, I'm doing good, man. Reparations is getting closer and closer. I'll be sure to give you your percentage.
I ain't had nothing to do with that money. That's all yours, man. I was on the next boat. Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Getting closer and closer.
Closer and closer.
Okay.
The big payback.
This has been the last year's really kind of been the big payback for you, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of last week you went Destiny.
Yeah.
You went Destiny. You know what happened yesterday, right?
Yeah, man. That's what I'm trying to say. It's going crazy.
What happened?
I'm gonna let you start. What did you see that happen?
Oh, yesterday was the anniversary of Biggie Smalls' album, 27 years later. That's what I seen yesterday. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, that was real. It's amazing that all of this would transpire on that day.
What's crazy is yesterday was Biggie Smalls' 27th anniversary of Life After Death. And it was also the Diplomat Immunity album, 21st anniversary. Shit going on. It's going on around. Yeah, man. I was just saying this. That day, yesterday was kind of.
That's eerie, man.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. It was just
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's kind of crazy, man. I had no idea that, the internet lets you know, because I don't be knowing these dates for my albums or other people's albums, but they will remind you, man. Yeah. That's all you seen?
A lot.
That's what I was
seeing. Helicopters, all kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, I'm happy you guys are having a great day. Okay. So do you have a message to Anthony Davis that you'd like to say?
Anthony Davis, the talk is good. The talk is perfectly good, but we're still waiting on you to take over the team and to make sure that the team make it to the playoffs. That's what all big dogs, paws, and alphas do. No Diddy,
Ooh.
I don't know, Brad.
I am here for it. I am here for it. Yes, Mase, get him. Pack
Why does this sound extra funny? I don't know.
It definitely does.
It does, right?
Yeah.
It just got a different something to it. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
In 2020, Mase went off on Instagram right after the Grammys, blasting Diddy without holding back. And get this, he even throws Diddy's name into the mix when it's got nothing to do with him. Like when Shannon Sharp called him a fake pastor.
From the jump. Listen, Shannon. I'm not the one to play with. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to take that road. I'm going to take a different road with you. Listen, let me start with respect and let me end with class, okay? You started out being very aggressive with Ja Morant pops at a Laker game. If you are for black people, this is not the way to carry yourself. And let me go further than that. You wanted to be tough with Mike Epps. And you settled quicker than Diddy and Cassie. Listen. And thirdly, you call yourself coming at me, right? You want to be aggressive with me, right? Listen, you showed poise, respect, wherewithal, resolve, compassion, reverence for Skip Bayless. Why are you so aggressive anytime somebody black say something? The man said, put your glasses on, and you put your glasses back on.
Whoa.
Don't play with me. Put your glasses back on. I respect you, and I do not want to go there with you. I respect you.
Mase revealed his business manager scammed him and ran off with his money when he first signed with Bad Boy Records. Now, a lot of people speculated that Diddy set him up with the manager in order to make him more vulnerable to him.
Because I remember when I first got a deal with Bad Boy Records, right? I think it was my first business manager. He ran off not just with my money, he ran off with everybody's money. So we didn't have no money to pay taxes. This nigga ran off with everybody's money. Like we couldn't find him. And it was so easy to just say, oh, DMX ain't got the money because of this, or this person ain't got the money because of that. And then when I look back, I think a bunch of us had I think it was, I don't want to say nobody's name, but it was a few rappers, more than a handful of
I remember niggas when I didn't have a deal then, but I remember nigga you Kuda and then went down to his office. The office was nothing in it. No desk,
I was
no
like,
computers,
what?
No, nothing like a movie. Everything was just going.
I said, I'm gonna kill this nigga.
What's the booking agent? He was down there with his pistol. I can't remember the booking agent name. He used to do all them shows back in the day. That nigga was down there with his pistol. I can't forget his name with the boy.
So that's why it just struck a nerve with me, pause, to even hear that, because this was like right when I started going crazy. So I had a few dollars, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then when it came time to pay, I was just like, yo, where's all the money? So I'm asking Kuda. He's like, man, yo, we need to talk. I said, talk? We gotta go down there. So Kuda, we went down there, and like Killer said, I called Killer, I called a few niggas. We got down there, it was nobody in the office. I mean, cleared out like Bruce Almighty when he was talking to who was that? Who was that he was talking to? Morgan Freeman. It was nothing on the floor, yo.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that's when you and not pocket watching you over the years, but that's when you first started getting. So it wasn't like mad money, you know what I'm saying? But it was all nigga had, like, and that's when the nigga just got on. If it's 60,000, it's 60. I don't care.
Yeah, and this is when you thinking, oh, this can't happen to me because such and such is up here. So let this be a lesson to all of you that.
And not to cut Mase off,
there.
when he's saying such and such, just so the audience is clear.
Yeah.
And we're just using fake, not fake names, but he's saying, what Mase is saying, I know what you're saying, I just want the audience to be clear. What Mase is saying is, he's saying this can't happen to him because Mariah Carey's there, or Jennifer Lopez is there, or DMX is there. Sorry.
Yeah, like Lil Wayne is there.
Yeah.
DMX is there. So my money gotta be safe with these people. And it's like, no, not necessarily. That may be the whole play because you think all these other people are there. You trust them with your career. And people do this to this day. They just hear that certain person is with this agency. I'm going to go with this agency. No, you got to do the due diligence because it doesn't mean because it went well for them, it's going to go well for you. Or that the company is going to be there when you need your money.
Now, Mase spilled that Diddy's in bed with the devil and that Jennifer Lopez helped him hide a gun after a brutal 90s shooting, with Sean taking the fall for it all.
I want to tell you why, if the devil can use him aggressively, then I want you to know God could use me aggressively. Confusion is because for years, these guys have organized a mass organized effort to slander my name behind the scenes. So every time I say something, you're just seeing my part because their part is behind the scene. But I want you to know I'm up for it. I'm up for it. I'm anointed for it.
Why do you think TD Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons: money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties. Money and sex.
Y'all, so Mr. Mason Betha is now coming out to expose Diddy's affair with TD Jakes. It looks like Mase is done being silent about Diddy's true nature, and he just exposed Diddy big time. Allegedly, Diddy has been in a weird gay relationship with TD Jakes for the longest time.
Listen, do y'all really see? Just like Cameron was just saying in that video with Mase on that "It Is What It Is" whatever platform that they have, and he was saying, you know, I want to make sure the audience understands, you know, if this person's in there. So, like he said, if Mariah Carey is there, if Janet Jackson is in there, if Alicia Keys is in there, and Lil Wayne is in there, and Lady Gaga is in there, you know, if these are the names being thrown around for this management company, it holds weight. Just their names hold weight. You know, that these people have been around successfully for 25, 30 years. So if they've done so and stayed on top and kept their money and they kept rising, yeah, my money is good with these people. But Mase found out. He fucked around and found out. No, that doesn't mean anything. You could 100% be on top one day and on the next be completely done for. Diddy is a perfect example of it. He was on top. I knew nothing of the diddler, is what they call him now. I didn't know this man was running around the earth, you know, raping and trafficking people and all this. I didn't know that. But once I did, now I can no longer say I didn't know that about him. But I know now. And that's what seemingly happened to Mase. He put his money in the wrong person's hands. And those people skipped out on him, even though they had the heavy hitter names. You know, maybe at the time they had them, but it was like, okay, that contract is up in 3 months. And when you come 3 months later, after you done given these people your money because they got these heavy hitters on the roster, you're like, oh snap! You walk into the building and everything is gone. That type of stuff, it does happen in real life. It doesn't seem real, but it definitely happens in real life. And if it could happen to someone like Mase, it can happen to anybody. I'm certain this man thought, oh, my 2 million or 3 million or 100,000 or whatever it is that he had already let these people hold or manage. I'm sure he thought it was good. Just like all these years, I thought Puff Daddy was just a hit maker. He just kept finding talent. But then when you pull back the curtain and you see everybody that this man's associated with is either dead or no longer anybody, he's the only one that keeps rising. You have to take a pause and say, yo, what the hell? Like, what the hell was going on that was so bad that Mase ran and became a whole preacher? I remember thinking that in whatever year that was. I feel like that was like maybe early 2000s. I just remember loving the song More Money, More Problems even before it came out as a hit because I had the CD or the tape or whatever it was back then and used to play that song all the time. And I remember thinking to myself, it's sad that B.I.G., Big Papa, Notorious B.I.G. is on this incredible song and he ain't even alive anymore. I remember thinking that when I was listening to it because I was like, this is one of the best songs on this album. Like, I just kept playing it over and over again. And then you see P. Diddy make a whole video about it. And when you think more and more about the sinister things that Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Shitty Diddy is what I call him, is being accused of, and then you start lining things up, and you're like, how many bodies are around this man? You got that guy that sung Whoa. Remember him? Like, whoa, everything's like whoa. Big Rob or Big Mob or something like that. He ain't here no more. Andre Herrera, whatever his name is, ain't here no more. What's the other? Heavy D ain't here anymore. Notorious B.I.G. is not here anymore. When the last time you heard anything about 112 or TODO? Not ever. Not since the 90s. Kim Porter, rest her soul in peace, she's gone. He allegedly blew up Kid Cudi's car because he tried to date Cassie. how many people, countless seemingly, of the number of people he has raped, drugged, sexually assaulted, and so on and so forth. And it doesn't really matter if it's a girl or boy, woman or man. He doesn't have any sort of boundaries. This diddler guy. He doesn't. And then you have idiots running around like DJ Envy talking about he don't need to be in jail. He should be able to fight this from outside of the jail. Really? Let's let him fight it outside of the jail in your house with your children, DJ Envy. Let him hang out with your wife. Let him give your kids some ketamine and whatever else he was putting in these people's drinks. Just running amok for 20 plus years. And you think it's okay for this man to be amongst the rest of us? He's an animal and he deserves to be in a cage. And it ain't changing over here. I call it things what they are. That man is a menace to society. He is not going to change. Because even after he settled his lawsuit with Cassie, and he knew something was afoot. Even then, he continued on. So clearly he doesn't care about the safety or well-being of anyone. And now they have his children out here, in my opinion, utilizing the children to be like, oh, well, we should feel away because his children, this is sad. The kids are, they don't have their mom and now they don't have their dad. Do you know how many people are in prison that don't have their mom and their dad? Daddy killed mommy. Like, knock it off. I get it. I'm sure it is difficult for those children. But it was difficult when their mom passed away from a mysterious illness that she shouldn't have passed away from, pneumonia. People don't pass away from pneumonia that are healthy in the United States of America, especially if they have access to Western medication or medicine, whatever. They don't do that. Somebody put that into motion. And I believe that somebody is in jail at this moment. That's what I believe. Because even Mase, even the guy, he was a hit maker. He was like, yeah, I'm out. And I think that's the reason Mase is still alive. If you ask me. He had to get out. But to get back to this video, it's just like, listen, I don't know how to feel about, TD Jakes and him being at the white party. I don't understand why he would even be there. Like, what would be the reason for TD Jakes to come to the white party? Because there's lots of things that move along in order for TD Jakes to move. It is not like your first and third Sunday type church that's in the country. That's not what this is. He runs and heads a mega church. I go to one of the biggest in the world. It's called Lakewood Church with Joel Osteen. Our church is much bigger than TD Jakes' church. And guess what? Nothing that Joel Osteen does isn't done by somebody's calendar or they are putting things into motion for him to be able to do it. So if TD Jakes is coming from Houston, Texas or Dallas, Texas, rather, is where the Potter's house is, I believe, which is where he has his congregation and his church. If he's leaving there, multiple people know. There's multiple people involved in whatever his transportation is, whatever his schedule is, how long he's going to be there, who he's going to be meeting with. All of those things are taking place before that man lands down or touches down in whatever city he's going to touch down in. And I promise you, if he's going to a white party that is all of Hollywood wants to go to, and it's star-studded by major, what do they call A-list celebrities, I'm certain that there is more than, we just ran into this, we just randomly got on P. Diddy's street and let's go let the good pastor go hang out with P. Diddy. No. People knew about what was going to happen and what was happening weeks before. So again, I'm like, what the hell is TD Jakes doing with P. Diddy? It would have been a different thing if TD Jakes was at the Potter's house in Dallas, Texas, and P. Diddy showed up. And as a result, then they went, that makes sense. But to the white party, that's the part that doesn't make sense, especially since we know now the types of things that were going on at this wife party. What would the good pastor need to, why would he need to be involved in that in any capacity? It's just things that make you say, what is happening? And at this stage in the game, with all the things that this man has been accused of and the things that I believe about him, nothing, the things that I would say, you know what, let's just give grace or let's just see, I no longer have any room for that because there's no boundaries with this person. So I don't know, but let's listen in and see what, TD Jakes, what was the reason the good pastor needed to go and have whatever it is that he had with P. Diddy at a white party. I don't get it, but let's listen in. Let me get back to it. One sec.
And Mase just came out with some tea. But that's not all, because Mase is also accusing Diddy of allegedly forcing all his Bad Boy Records artists into freak-offs with him and holding their careers over their heads. Mase has had a lot to say, and this drama just got insane.
How much money do you think I owe this guy? One album? And then he became a fake pastor and went and conned people? And then y'all gonna let him throw dirt on the God's name?
So y'all come on in and hop in ASAP, because it looks like some Bad Boy Records artists are starting to speak up against Diddy, and y'all, they don't exactly have great things to report about him. I mean, Diddy is notorious for having treated his Bad Boy artists pretty badly. In a lot of cases, he either underpaid them or he didn't even pay them at all. There are so many talks about things that he did to his artists, like Tanya Blount, who revealed that Diddy forced her to record 50 to 60 songs that she really didn't like, only to drop her as an artist and scrap her entire album. But it gets even worse, because she claims that she had gotten so frustrated with the album being ignored that she tried to take her own.
So I was going through Spice samples and I found this. Say less. Let's make
they play too much.
Make something out of it. Let's make some chops.
Why can't I skip this? Okay.
Ended to unalive myself. I was in a Dallas hospital on a 72-hour watch. I had taken pills. I decided this is it. My son was fine. He would have had people to take care of him. I just gave up. And remember that 1999 shooting incident at a nightclub that involved Diddy and his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez? And y'all remember how Diddy caught up a couple of charges from that incident and he was facing jail time? Well, the charges ended up getting dropped. But as it turns out, the only reason they got dropped was that Diddy had thrown one of his artists, Shine, who was with him at the club, under the bus and made him take the fall. According to his former bodyguard, Diddy allegedly paid witnesses to testify against Shine during the trial.
Those people were testifying. They were brought.
Listen, the worst part about what Diddy did to Shine, like, I remember I was probably 17, 18 whenever that incident happened. And I thought to myself, well, because again, I'm a teenager at the time. I'm thinking like, well, if he take the 10 years or whatever for Puffy, and when he get out, he'll have $5-10 million, it is what it is. It's a hard life out, in the jail, but he'll get out here, have millions of dollars, because that's what I thought would probably happen. Is someone taking 10 years for you, that, when they get out, you're gonna be a real one. But of course, like I said, I'm young. I'm like 16, 17 years old. And then to find out all these many years later, Puff Daddy legit decided, he basically convinced Shine to take the fall for him. I don't know what he said to J-Lo, but I'm going to assume she still has some level of decency. I'm gonna give her, I'm gonna just let her be, because I don't know if she has some level of decency, but also too, judging of how he treated Kim Porter and Cassie, the two public relationships we knew about outside of Jennifer, maybe he did similar things to Jennifer. I don't know. So that's why I say I'm gonna just leave her over there for now. But when you look back on it now, it's like, and you realize what Diddy did. Diddy basically, to a certain extent, made sure that J-Lo didn't say he did anything. He said he didn't do anything. Shine took the fall. And the worst part about this man taking the fall is not even that you necessarily threw him under the bus, because I think some people would do that. I'm not that girl, but I think there are people on earth that would do that if that opportunity was presented to them. But the worst part to me is then Diddy went and he got other people to say they saw Shine do X, Y, and Z. Other fake witnesses to put this man in jail, to ensure that he was going to jail. Like, what the? Are you serious right now? Shine got way more patience than listen. I'm not even a girl that's violent. I am not. I don't promote violence. I don't like violence. I'm not that girl. But you got to be outside your rabbit mind to think that you shot a lady in the face. You did whatever it is you did. You run away from the club, and then I'm the one that's going to go to jail. And not only am I going to go to jail because I've agreed, quote unquote, to take the fall for you, but then you bring people to lie on my behalf. Like, yo, that's the kind of stuff people don't recover from. So Diddy got a lot of nerve. But then again, if you know what I think, if you agree with me with what I think about Diddy, then I think that man set up Tupac. I think that man set up his other artists, Notorious B.I.G. I think he is part of the reason those people are no longer here. Same as Heavy D. Same as that lady that wrote that book, Bling. Same as that other lady that is allegedly his what are they called? She allegedly had a baby or something like that, or was pregnant. She's no longer with us. There's just so many people that has 1 degree of separation from P. Diddy that are no longer alive. That if I even wanted to look at it from I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if I wanted to look at it from the perspective of let's just look at it and just say, perhaps the things that we thought before, the ways that I thought before I had this type of knowledge of what this man really is, the things that I would have been like, oh, I will give that a little side eye, or be like, I don't know if that's true. I can no longer say that. There's too many things that are so similar to happen to the same people, meaning he has so many artists that either come up missing, don't have nothing and no one after they have produced album after album or hit after hit. They have nothing. He is the only one that is continuing to make money. And at this stage, I don't even know if he has that ability anymore, because, excuse me, guys, I'm sorry, because he's in jail. And everybody that, he wasn't making music anymore. He was making, he was selling, his name. So attach his name to Ciroc, it's going to sell. Attach his name to Revolt, it's going to sell. That type of thing. He was lending his name, but now his name it basically means nothing. It's like below scum. So now what does he have to sell? Nothing. He doesn't have to sell anything, but it's like, because of all of the people that have come up missing around this man and all of the things that have come out about how evil he is and nefarious he is, at this stage, when people say something, it's believable. Things that are outlandish are more believable now, because it's like, we see behind the velvet rope now. We see how you have decided to not pay your people for however many years, hold them in contracts, put them in contracts. Like, I'm sure someone like a Cassie at 19 years old, having the executive level person, the face of Bad Boy Entertainment, saying, I want to promote her album. I want everybody here. I want to say it in front of everybody how great she is, and we want to make this work and have it filmed. I'm certain she thought, oh my God, all of my dreams are going to come true. This man is saying I'm greatness in front of everybody, the whole Bad Boy team. That's what he's doing. Why would she think anything other than that? She's 19. She has no reason to think anything other. And the saddest part, which a lot of people have said about, Diddy and others in the music industry specifically, is that these people, they utilize the energy or whatever, like they basically take the pureness of children to gain energy or whatever it is that they've said about these people. Just basically forces of darkness, and they take out the goodness and wholesomeness of a child and all the things that are pure about a child, and they spit everything else out, which is what we see now as Justin Bieber walking around, just soulless looking, just no vibrant, nothing going on with this young man anymore. And that's when I think of that and the things that people say that people like Diddy and Clive Davis and others are doing behind the scenes, it makes sense now why he wanted Cassie. Because in my mind, when you go back and you look at that video scene of Diddy and all of his quote unquote bad boy execs in the room, and he's talking about how Cassie is about to be the new best, and he wants everybody to know and wants her to know that he's, behind her and she's the new this, that, and the third. It's the way I look at that video now is very different. I'm looking at that video and I'm like, he is looking at her just like she has no idea, but she's already dead. I've already killed her. She had the most childlike look at the time. It's just she was full of life. And I'm certain she thought, this man offered me 10 deals. Yes. Who wouldn't look at that and think, oh my God, this person thinks I'm so great that they believe in me so much, they're going to give me 10 record deals. When in reality, what he's done is stuck her in a contract that she cannot leave. She will, until she gives him 10 albums and they all need to make X amount of dollars, and she's going to get nothing from it. But she doesn't know that she's 19. Just like me at 17 thinking, oh, Tupac is still alive. No, he ain't, but I'm 17. Of course, he was like the love of my life in terms of the rap game. I thought Tupac was everything. I still feel that way, but it is what it is. What I'm saying is, at 17, of course, I don't know anything. I don't know any better. Although I was super intelligent, I'm still a 17-year-old. So, same thing with Cassie. At 19, when she met him, she's still a 19-year-old. Yes, she can be and know a lot in certain aspects of her life. You could be a genius in terms of books and things like that, but your maturity isn't there. Your wisdom isn't there. You don't have enough life experience to think anything of it. Right? So I'm sure she, fell into the trap of, because this is how much I believe in you, girl. I'm going to make sure. That's why I call this meet. I'm going to make sure that everybody puts everything in full force for you. It was a game. And Cassie lost. She lost. She lost her dignity. She lost her will to be able to do things. She lost all of her own power to make decisions over her life. She wasn't able to do anything for however many years that man was terrorizing her. That's why I think he should be called a domestic terrorist. You running around the world, raping and killing and everything else in between. He doesn't never need to get out of jail. And I'm a person who believes everybody deserves a second chance. I just don't feel that way about P. Diddy. I don't think that man deserves. Listen, I ain't Jesus. Like Tamar said, I ain't. And so I don't have anything good to say, so I'm gonna just leave it there. But I just think he will not change his ways. I don't think there is any good reason to bring him outside. So I 100%, 1000% disagree with people like DJ Envy, who have the nerve to say we need to let him out because this person and that person did the same things that he's been accused of and they were out. None of them should have been out. But at that time, when Bill Cosby and R. Kelly and Weinstein and Epstein, none of those people that I know of to this day have been accused of unaliving people that I know of. Y'all can help me down in the chat. Let me know. But I don't know any of them. And I think all of those people are disgusting, vile human beings and never need to be let out of jail. But at the end of the day, the people that were their victims are still alive, to my understanding. And even though sexual assault is something that I think breaks your soul, especially if it happens to you as a child, because you don't have a voice, really. who's going to listen to you. And all they have to do is say, oh, well, she was sitting on that man's lap, or she was at the club, this type of attire on. What does she expect type stuff? It's the ignorance, but don't get me started on that rabbit hole. But those things can break your soul, being victimized in that way, especially when people don't believe you. People want to blame you for something someone else did to you. That's just the world we live in, right? So it breaks people's soul. And even if you're an adult and you get sexually assaulted, it's the same thing. That level of safety that you may have had prior is gone. It just is what it is. It's gone. But that being said, at least with the Weinsteins and the Epsteins and the R. Kellys of the world, I don't know that any of those people have had that many bodies around them where people are no longer alive. That's the problem. That man, that's why I say you're dangerous to society. You could say one thing, okay, this person's problematic for his family. He beats his wife. That's terrible. And I never think anything like that should ever happen. But that is very one-sided. He's terrorizing these, this one family, his wife, his children, whatever. It's a whole different beast when you have all of these people that have been in contact with this man and no longer living. And they all seem to be passing away from things that people don't pass away from anymore. It's like me saying I'm going to die of the measles. Like, come on, we're in 2024. I'm not dying of the measles. Okay? So all of these people who are no longer living that have all these weird, untimely deaths, it's just, it bothers me that people like DJ Envy say, oh, no, he needs to be able to fight this on the outside. Meanwhile, DJ Envy, aren't the feds, when they looking into you? Didn't you and your friend Caesar defraud a whole bunch of people? And then you're like, oh, I don't know them. We would never. No, you had him on your show. You were doing videos with him, but you didn't really know him like that. You were advising people that you knew to invest with this man, but you didn't really know him like that. It's like, stop it. Like, knock it all the way off. I cannot with ignorant people. And it almost feels like when I watch that DJ Envy stuff, that's why I made a video about it. Go watch the other video, but like, it felt very Ray J-ish to me when Ray J went on News Nation or wherever it was, talking about, oh, this is for the culture. We don't need to be pointing fingers and blaming anybody. Yes, we do. But when he went on that News Nation with Chris Cuomo, I was like, this just seemed like some lawyer reading. What is the name of that damn movie where it's like the black guy, he shows up in suburbia? Oh, I can't think of the name of the movie. Oh my God. Get Out or something like that. I think is what it's called. And it's like, something is something ain't right here. Something is afoot. That's what it felt like to me when Ray J got on there. And then when DJ Envy did it, I'm like, who has written this malarkey and sent this soldier out here to say, no, this is what we need to do? It feels that way about those two situations, and it feels that way about his mom. Remember his mom put out that statement? I'm like, oh my God, this is written by an attorney. 100%. I'm not an idiot. That's who wrote that. Not Mama Diddy or Mama Combs or whatever her name is. She didn't write that. Maybe some of her sentiment was in there, but no. That was strategy. Straight from somebody's attorney strategy book. That's what that was. Just like, I hate to say this, but it is what it is. Just like every statement that has been put out regarding his children. I don't think Quincy and the girls and whomever else, I don't think they sat down and said, let's put together something so that we can share with the public that they need to stop making these conspiracy theories about our moms, untimely passing, and about our dad. That, to me, no. Because people have been saying the conspiracy theories about Kim Porter's death since Kim Porter died. May her soul rest in peace. So why all of a sudden do you need, now is the time to say, no, we need people to leave us alone, leave our dad alone, and we need to just be able to go through this on our own. Do I think those children feel that way? Probably. What other way could you feel that your mom is gone and people are saying your dad is the reason that she's gone? You have to feel a way. And even if they didn't know, even if they were shielded from people saying these conspiracy theories, you have to feel a way that now your dad is possibly going to go to prison for the remainder of his natural life. I understand that would be tough and rough, 100%. But this is the thing. I feel like people want to mix it together and make it about, well, this is what the pressure and this is what you're doing to the children. And nobody's doing anything to these kids. Is there a subset of people, let me take that back. Is there a subset of people out there that are just manipulative and they don't give a shit about people's feelings and they go way below the belt? Yes, there's an element out there that is just like that, that all they want to do is bully people and, you know, shit on your grave. I do think that, but I'm saying the majority of things that I see, that's not it. I think most people, generally speaking, care about the kids and their well-being, but they're trying to conflate what the kids may be going through to what Diddy is in jail for. And it is not the same. It's not even in the same, it's not in the same chapter. It certainly ain't in the same book. What Diddy is going through has to do with Diddy's actions. Period. That don't have nothing to do with his children and what they're going through. The children are going through whatever Diddy set in motion. He's the reason that he's in prison. It's no one else's fault. Because for 30-something years, he's been a whole savage. And it's not changing over here on Chanel's Reality. That's what he's been. That's what his actions show. Because even if you take away all of the many years that he, you know, at least the 10 plus years that we know that he was terrorizing Cassie, even before Cassie, he was terrorizing Kim Porter and whoever else in between. But even if we say, let's take Kim Porter out of it, rest her soul in peace. Let's take all the people that I've named so far that are no longer living, and let's take Cassie out of it. What does that bring us to? All of his artists. None of them have risen to the level of greatness that they could have because of him. And all of them didn't make the amount of money that they should have been making because of him. And the only reason this man that I could figure out gave back any of their publishing is because he knew that that lawsuit with Cassie was coming. And he knew he would need to be able to say, oh, look, I gave all my people their money. Lies. He said on the Breakfast Club talking about Mase, how much money do I really owe? Do I really owe this man? I did one album with him. That one album that he did with Mase put him on the map. It just is what it is. Yes, we saw him in Notorious B.I.G. videos and whatnot. But once he was running around in those plastic outfits with Mase, he was really, he had really arrived, because no longer is he even in competition with Notorious B.I.G. He had no competition at that point. Diddy and Mase were synonymous. And then all of a sudden, this man goes all the way and gets the Bible. He is now a Bible preacher. Listen. And I'm like, what happened to Mase? He was on top of the world, like Brandy said. They were sitting on top of the world. What the hell? But let's keep listening. I think this is almost over anyways. 1 second, guys.
To Puff first, saying that what they saw against Shine, what they saw Shine do. The DA didn't even know those people existed.
Mm-hmm. He's crazy. P. Diddy is crazy.com. We just gonna leave it there, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Chanel's Reality. Like I said, everything on Chanel's Reality is, in my opinion, it is all alleged, and it is for entertainment purposes only, guys. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope to see you guys again in the chat. But chime down in the chat. Tell me what you guys think about Mase and what you think Mase, why you think he left Bad Boy. Was he treated fairly? Do you think Diddy was in the right? And then what do you think of Gene Deal? Gene Deal is just like, he seems like no matter what, he ends up on top. Like, in terms of nobody's really beefing with him like that. I'm like, he the only one ain't scared of Bad Boy or P. Diddy. Anyway, chime down in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think about this video. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Chanel's Reality. Bye.